Hello everyone and welcome to the launch of Show Me the Money 2. It's great to have you all here. There's a really good vibe and a buzz in the room. 34 players were traded. There was an historic mega deal, which I think we're all still talking about today. The number one pick, of course, was traded. Star players were put on the table and salary dump became the new buzzword. And every step of the way, the Jam TV team was there capturing every moment of the drama, from the frantic phone calls on deadline day, passionate heart-to-hearts, to the relief of getting a deal done. The end product, of course, is a must-watch documentary feature that lifts the lid on one of the most turbulent trade periods in the game's history.
You know, we were presented with some pretty amazing opportunities coming in to Show Me the Money 2. Obviously, there was a lot of chatter around how active the trade period was going to be. And also after a couple of year hiatus of deadline day, the final day of trade at Marvel Stadium, we felt we just had to give it, you know, the feature-length documentary treatment.
Yeah, it's a fantastic thing to be part of. I think that from afar, a lot of people, when they find out what you do for a job, they're always intrigued. When you're, a cafe, you meet someone at a barbecue. We've got lots of friends now coming to kids' birthday parties, and they all want the inside info. So I just say watch it on the 23rd at 5 o'clock and you'll hear everything.
Robbie, obviously, I've been with him my entire playing career, so yeah, I really trust him in terms of his industry experience, and yeah, that's why you have him on your team. Yeah, ended up with Melbourne and had some really honest and transparent conversations with Simon and Max and the GM Alan Richardson, and yeah, got to learn more about Melbourne and what they stand for as a team and a culture, and it was something that really appealed to me. As the show sort of rightly portrays, it's a bit of a meat market, so it was, I felt it was an opportunity for me as a player to sort of expose the inner workings of the industry and sort of how it affects players, and I felt really supported in that, and felt like I could just be myself, which is what you always want.
I'd spoke to a lot of clubs. There's probably 3 or 4 others that were interested in Josh, but weren't sure where their list was sitting and what was going to happen. So we were just in limbo, really. And the Dogs hadn't said that Josh wasn't going to be offered a contract. They obviously had another big fella Cole was dealing with to get through the door. So yeah, it sort of came out of nowhere, but it happened really quickly.
Yeah, it was challenging, but I wouldn't change it for anything either. It's obviously made me into probably a stronger person as well, coming into this year, and yeah, really enjoyed so far. I've really loved my time at the moment at the Demons with Brodie as well, so yeah, I've just loved my time so far there.
Hopefully the show shows a bit of an insight how, like, players, the general perception is, oh, it's a great job, it's easy life, they get paid a lot of money, which a lot of that's true, but there's some real stresses and pressure in the background. He's loving it at Melbourne, and hopefully, he's there for another, 5, 6, 7 years.
Griff was a no-brainer because he was out of contract, and we had full faith. I know Brady and Scotty are here from North Melbourne. They are 2 of the best operators going around. We had a good relationship with both of them, and I could see the green picture down at North Melbourne with Clarko coming along. And once Clarko had met Griff, it was all over, so it was good.
Being in conversation with Cole, he'd mentioned that there's a fair bit of interest out there, and like I said, it was a bit of a shock. I was like, in and out of the side, and then I've got all these bit of interest, so it's an exciting prospect for me.
I actually only sat with Griff on one interview with one club, and they were outstanding as well, and it was probably between that club and North at the end. All the other interviews I let Griff do himself, because I think it's better to have not manager there normally, just so they can build up a relationship and they all can speak freely.
As I said, haven't looked back at all. Got a great group of friends there already, and making plenty more. And the club itself's in such a great spot now, which is exciting for me. And I think walking in, the biggest thing when I had my first kind of tour of it was just the rich history that I kind of am new to there. And yeah, it's a privilege to be a part of, to be honest. So can't wait.
We had 16 different camera operators across the period. They shot, I think, 150 hours of vision that obviously got culled down to what you see. Myself and our amazing team here kind of spent over 1,000 hours, I think, putting together what you're going to see this evening at 5 o'clock on Stan. We're obviously really proud with what we've done, and I think every year there are rich, compelling, interesting stories that deserve to be told across the trade period and in the AFL in general. So if we can shed a bit of light on that, I think we'd be pretty excited to.